everybody, I'm Lisa Rowberry, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a very different kind of video. Not a video I have ever done before, and definitely not a video I can take credit for. My sweet friend Elizabeth Quinn here on YouTube came up with this video idea, and I've seen several people kind of take it and run with it. Some people have turned it into a tag type video where you'll tag other people here on YouTube and they'll come up with their own selections for the same type of video. And I wasn't tagged or anything, but I love this idea. I absolutely love this idea and decided I would totally jump on the bandwagon as well. And it is the Ones That Got Away Scentsy Edition. So in other words, the bars we wish we had. Whether they are bars that maybe you purchased and maybe these scents or bars were around when Scentsy Club wasn't a thing. Maybe you removed this particular bar or scent from your club and immediately regretted it. Or maybe it's one that really wasn't speaking to you at the time that it was available, and then you got around to warming it later and then you're like, God, I wish I had it. We all have those, don't we? I feel like the vast majority of us have at least one scent that got away, right? Your girl here has 15. I have 15 bars that I wish were in my club. I think only one of them ever was in my club that I did remove and totally am kicking myself for now. All the rest of them either spoke to me at a later time when I could no longer add it to club, or it was available when club wasn't a thing. So if you are new here, hello and welcome. You'll hear me talk about Scentsy Club all the time, or club for short. And that is our subscription service for all of our consumable products. One of the main perks is always get my bar, which ensures that you will always get your favorite scents even after they retire. So that's what we're referring to when we're talking about club and why we can continue to get bars that are no longer available thanks to the Scentsy Club program. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, because like I said, I've got 15 scents, and you may see me looking down, and it's because I have all of these that I'm just kind of like hanging on to because I can't get them anymore. Like I said, there is one that I did remove from my club. It was in my club and I removed it for some silly reason. There is one scent I actually don't have a bar of. In fact, let's go ahead and start with that one. And then we're just gonna go ahead and dive right in. So that way this isn't like an hour-long video, because you know, your girl can talk. Okay, so the bar I do not have, but I wish I did, and the one that got away for sure, because this was available for Bring Back My Bar. I loved it, but for whatever reason, I just didn't add it to my club, and it is Lemon Lavender. Lemon Lavender is so nice, and what I love about Lemon Lavender is that you have that beautiful sweet floral from the lavender, but you also have like the freshness and brightness of the lemon. It just balances each other really, really nicely, and it's a really beautiful scent. So if that one ever did come back, it would definitely be added to my club. This one is described as tangy lemon and sweet lavender flowers. Very, very simple, and I feel like there's something so nice about just the simplicity of that. So that is the bar I don't have. All the others, we're gonna go ahead and like sniff through together. And these are not in any particular order. It's not like from the one I miss or want the most to the least. You know, that would not be the case with some of these that we're gonna talk about. Okay, Darling Dahlia. Oh, I love this. This one was around when club was not a thing. I think I actually got this in either a flash sale bar bundle or a clearance section bar bundle. So this one is not one that I've been hanging on to for like years. This is one that I have had fairly recently, but I just feel like I don't really want to warm it because I know I can't get it again. And Darling Dahlia is, you'd be surprised because it's really more fruity than floral. It's really, really nice. I love this. And I am gonna bring myself to warm it this summer for sure, but oh man, I definitely wish I had this in my club. I love it. Darling Dahlia is described as heirloom peach, bashful dahlia, and strawberry sweeten the deal. So see what I mean? It is definitely more, I definitely get the peach, I definitely get the strawberry. If there is any kind of floral note. It's just on the back end. It really is more of that sweet fruity scent that's coming through first. So Darling Dahlia would definitely make my list of one of the ones that got away. Okay, and if you have been hanging around with me for basically any amount of time, I mean, some of these are just gonna be like, of course this has to make her list. Coastal Strawberry. Coastal Strawberry absolutely had to make my list, and this is one that pops into flash sales or pops up in the clearance section from time to time, and every time it does, I'm always like, snag 10 bars. Snag 10 bars because it's just so good. Is it a powerhouse? No, but that's how much I love this scent because it's not a crazy amazing performer, but dang, it's so good. It is absolutely beautiful. This is probably one of the most authentic strawberry scents that Scentsy has ever done, and honestly just in wax at all that I have ever smelled. It is so good. It is ripe, juicy strawberry, but there is like this green vine note that I just love. Absolutely beautiful. I would kill to see this in a Bring Back My Bar. Just kidding, I'm not killing anybody. I would just, seriously, my heart would just pitter patter. Till the cows come home. This is described as Coastal Strawberry, earthy, fruity strawberry vine and raspberry seeds over jasmine petals. So I don't get a ton of like floral. I don't get a ton of, a jasmine from this, but it is that like fruity, juicy strawberry on the vine type scent. And that's it. It's so good. So good. Coastal Strawberry has to make my ones that got away list. Okay, and next one, I will tell you, with this little video challenge, whatever we want to call this, immediately I was like, okay, I know I want to do this video because I know I'm going to have a list. I immediately, like without even coming in here, which is my Scentsy room, that's where I keep all my bars. This is my little Scentsy sanctuary. As soon as I knew I wanted to do this video, I immediately opened up the notes tab on my phone and just immediately started listing. I just immediately started listing the scents that I knew. I was like, oh my gosh, okay. I know I want this one. I know I want this one. I know I want this one. And then when I came into my Scentsy room and started pulling some of these bars so that I could share with you my thoughts on them, that's when I had seen some others. I was like, oh, but that has to make my list too. And that has to make my list too. So it only grew by maybe 3 or 4. But just off the top of my head, I was able to name quite a few. So anyways, the next one we're going to talk about is All You Need Is Love. And this is another one that was around when Scentsy Club was not a thing. And I would do anything to see this come back as well. This one was another one like Darling Dahlia. I keep on wanting to say Dahlia Darling. So that's why I keep looking at the name of it. But like Darling Dahlia, this one was in a flash sale bar bundle or a clearance bar bundle, and it's one that I'm also going to bring myself to warm, but it's so good. Oh man. And this, like several of these, if not all of these, just make me feel some kind of way when I smell it, which is why they make my list for this video. Oh, it's so nice. It's like there's coconut, and then there is just this sugary sweetness that's just, it's so simple. It's definitely bakery, but it's like a simple, sweet bakery. That's just, it's different from sugar cookie. It's different from anything else. And I think it's because there's that coconut in there that just adds a little something extra and a little something different. That's just so lovely. All You Need Is Love. This is described as whisper sweet somethings with coconut sugar, creamy vanilla, and Bing cherry. See, I don't really smell the cherry in this. I do definitely pick up that like coconut note and that like almost like powdered sugar that's just so sweet and decadent. Oh, what I wouldn't give to have this one back. Okay, next one. You guys. Okay, Peony Petals. Peony Petals! I only have like a bar and a half left of this. Again, this one was around when Scentsy Club was not a thing. So this one was definitely one that when it was back for Bring Back My Bar, I did buy it kind of obsessively when it was available because I did love it so much. It's not a situation that like I didn't love it enough to like buy it by the truckload at the time. I did. And then I warmed through that truckload and now I'm down to like a bar and a half of it. This is actually currently available for Bring Back My Bar voting, you guys. So if you want to do your girl a solid, if you want to throw a couple votes to Peony Petals, I would love you forever and ever and we'll be best friends forever. Oh man, so good. This is such a beautiful, sweet floral scent. I believe there's rose in the description, but I don't get rose. Like I don't like rose scents. They're just too powdery for me. They're too much, too floral. This is such a sweet, pretty floral that's just done so perfectly. And this is probably the very first floral that I surprised myself with loving the way that I do. There's sweet florals that I'm like, okay, like that's nice. I think that's really nice. Is it necessarily club worthy? Very few florals are club worthy for me. Showered in Flowers, absolutely. This is another one. This was probably the very first one that really had my heart and I was like, what's happening? Am I turning into a floral person? But it's so beautiful. Vote. Vote for this one to come back. This one is described, Peony Petals is described as peony and rose petals dance on a soft breeze. I promise you, it's a sweet floral. If you don't typically do rose scents, neither do I. This is absolutely beautiful and 100% it would go into my club if it ever becomes available again. Okay, and next one, which actually, while I'm recording this, is technically available in the clearance section. But the way that Scentsy sees it is that if there are bars that show up in the clearance section, those are not eligible for Scentsy Club because the way Scentsy sees it is clearance means it's no longer available. So you can't add them to club. And it's Christmas Cactus. And you better believe I picked up at least 10 bars from the clearance section. Like I said, while I'm still recording this, Christmas Cactus is still currently available. You can't add it to club, but you can purchase some bars from clearance. And I would highly recommend that you do so because it is so good. This is such a unique Christmas scent. Because honestly, I totally warm this all year. It does give me some like Christmassy, like Christmas tree vibes, but it's like there's a summer twist to it. So if you are feeling like, you know what, I am feeling like I want some like earthy tree type scents, but you're not really feeling like blue sage and tonka, or you're not really feeling some other like fresh cut grass or anything like that. You want something a little bit sweeter, but you still want something a little earthy. Ding, ding, ding. This is it. It's so good. I love it. You can warm it during Christmas time. You do get like those like Christmas type vibes from this, but it's also got this like really nice sweetness to it that just makes it okay all year. Christmas in July. Why the heck not? So Christmas Cactus is described as agave nectar, that's where the sweetness is coming in, and citrus, trim Siberian fir for a new kind of winter wonderland. So you have the citrus, you have the sweetness from the agave nectar that's giving it like, it's Christmas, but it's okay to enjoy it during summertime. You know what I mean? So it's fantastic. So technically it is available. Technically I just ordered quite a few, but technically it did get away because I cannot add it to club. So whatever I have, that's what I have. Like there is no always get my bar for Christmas Cactus at this point. So, so sad. Okay, and moving right along, we have the next scent is Coconut Daiquiri. Coconut Daiquiri technically, do you like how I'm like, technically Coconut Daiquiri is available, but not in the bar form. Like you can get it in our body line, and I love it. But this is one that was previously a part of our summer collection, and it's really nice. It's like, it's coconuts and bananas. It's so good. It's really good. It's a really good performer. I love it in the body line, but boy howdy, I would love to have this in a bar in my club as well. So love that. Coconut daiquiri is described as a tropical blend of coconut milk, banana, and vanilla cream that's as refreshing as it is sweet. So if you want to know what this smells like, you can pick it up in our body line, and it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic in the body wash and the whole body line, honestly, but I would love it in the bar too. So I'll just go ahead and pout over here. Okay, next one on my list is Sugar Bells. Sugar Bells was a part of our Scents of the Season collection, which comes around typically during the holidays each year. And in that collection, the scents will change up. And oh man, I would do anything to get my hands on some more Sugar Bells. Oh, it's so good. It's like Saint Nickerdoodle. It's like Saint Nickerdoodle, but different. I have Saint Nickerdoodle in my club, and it's gonna stay there forever. So it kind of checks the same boxes, but it's different. It's so good. It's bakery. It's sweet. It's kind of simple bakery, like All You Need Is Love is, but it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Let me tell you what Scentsy says about this, and then I'll give you my thoughts. So Scentsy says, Sugar Bells is a sweet medley of finely spun sugar, yes, vanilla bean, and honeyed chestnut. I think it's the honeyed chestnut that's like adding a depth to this scent beyond just like a sugar cookie. There's just some depth to this that's just absolutely beautiful and delicious. And I wish I had it. So good. So, I mean, I think I've got like 2 bars left, and I'm just like clinging to it. I can't make any promises that I'm going to get through this one. I just keep holding out hope that maybe by chance we will get this one back someday. Okay, and next scent that we're going to talk about, another Scents of the Season collection Heartbreak, Bayberry and Currant. Bayberry and Currant, I believe Scentsy Club actually was around when Bayberry and Currant was a thing, but it didn't speak to me the way it does now when it was available. So it was one of those that like I fell in love with it after it was no longer available, and I could not add it to my club. It did pop up in the clearance section, very similar to Christmas Cactus, and then I bought it like I bought a really unhealthy amount of this. So I'm good to warm this, and this is definitely like a holiday kind of scent, but not just like Christmas specifically. Just a really nice, like wintry scent. There is some like Christmas tree in here, but there's some sweetness to this, and there's just other elements in this scent that just make it wintry. So like after Christmas, when you're cleaning up the decorations and you're in January, you're not quite ready for like the spring and summer fruity floral scents. This is so nice, and this is definitely one that I reached for like throughout the winter. That's just so nice, and I definitely wish I would have added this one to my club. So totally kicking myself here for this one. Bayberry and Currant is a wreath of peppery bayberry and fresh juniper adorned with bright currant. It's so good. It's so good. All of these scents, man, I kind of am not doing myself any favors here by going through and smelling all my heartbreaks. I didn't really think this one through when I decided I wanted to do this video, and didn't take into consideration my emotional state that I'm going to be in at the end of this. I'm not okay. Okay, next one. Oh, she's an oldie but a goodie. I hope this one will come back at some point. I don't know. Key lime tortilla. Look at that packaging though. Key lime tortilla. I know it sounds strange. But trust me on this. It is really, really good. It's like, well, and I'm gonna make it sound strange, but trust me, it just works. It's like a key lime pie. You have the brightness of the lime, but the sweetness of the key lime, and sweetness of just, oh gosh, that key lime pie. It's so good. But there is almost like a saltiness to it that it's so good. It's so good. Oh, I love it. And I would absolutely do anything to have this back. This is another one I have like a bar and a half of that can't bring myself to warm. And I think at some point here in the near future, I'm gonna need to warm this. It still smells absolutely fantastic, but please. So when you see key lime tortilla at some point down the road, when you see this pop up for Bring Back My Bar voting, I know it sounds strange, but take my word for it. It's really, really nice. I love this. So this is described as lime and kiwi combine for a south of the border sweet treat. This was actually a scent of the month back in the day, so there's that. So key lime tortilla. Okay, and this next scent is absolutely 100% my fault. Pink coconut. I know. This was just available not that long ago. Like just within a few months. This was just previously a scent of the month. It's no longer available. I absolutely thought I added it to my club. Guess who did not add it to her club? Me. Yeah, I did not add it to my club. I did think I did, but this is why I always have to double check myself. Like probably like 3 times by the time the end of the month rolls around. I'm like, okay, did I add what I need to before these things go away? Yeah, I definitely thought this one was added, and it was not. So it's not in my club, and it absolutely is one of the ones that got away, which is so silly. Why did I let this happen? I always tell you guys, don't let any of these scents become a Scentsy Heartbreak. And what did I do? I let this scent become a Scentsy Heartbreak. This is such a beautiful, probably one of the most beautiful coconut scents that I feel like Scentsy has ever done. And it's because it is that really good coconut base with this beautiful like Tahitian vanilla that is in there. That's just, it's more of a floral perfumey vanilla. It's tropical and exotic and perfect in every way. I did buy quite a few of these, but still kind of mad at myself, not gonna lie. So pink coconut is described as ground yourself with a soft scent of sweet raspberry, earthy pink clay, creamy coconut, and a subtle Tahitian vanilla. It's perfect. It's perfect. And for those of you who have this in your club, trust me, don't ever doubt yourself. Don't ever doubt yourself. Keep it in your club. Keep it in your club. Downgrade the amount of bars that are coming if you're questioning yourself, but don't ever remove it. If you love coconut, don't ever remove it. So good. And there's nothing else like it. Like, that's the thing. Like, there's nothing else like it. There is no like recreating that scent. So I'm gonna go ahead and cry in a corner now. But first, we do have 1, 2, 3, 4 more scents to talk about. The list is long, I did tell you guys. Okay, and this is another one that is 100% my fault. Blackberry meringue. Blackberry meringue, 100% my fault. 100,000% my fault. Blackberry meringue was in my club, and I was making cuts. Oh, and I made the silliest mistake by removing this. It's so good. This is so good. This is the perfect summertime bakery scent. What I mean by that is that there's a lot of bakery scents. I'm a bakery girl. Bakery is like absolutely my favorite scent to warm. But when it's like 117 degrees outside, I'm not really reaching for the super warm, heavy bakery scents. So what I mean by this is a perfect summertime bakery is the fact that it's light and not in the scent performance, but just light and bright and fruity and bakery. That's so good. I was so silly to remove this from my club. And you see, this is why my club is the size that it is, because I've learned from mistakes like this. Because I'm like, I cannot have another like lapse in judgment and remove these things from my club, because what if I'm gonna kick myself someday and then the bars that I have I'm never gonna want to warm because I can't get them anymore. And you can't like just bank on the fact that they're gonna get voted back at some point. So silly. Oh, this one really, this really gets to me. I'm so sad. Okay, Blackberry meringue. Blackberry, sugared fig, black plum, and a pinch of ground spice mingle deliciously in this to die for sensory dessert. Yeah, that was not a smart move, Lisa Rowberry. Not a smart one at all. Okay, next one. This one was a scent that Club was around, but this scent didn't speak to me back then the way it did when it was no longer available. There is just something about, like, when you know you can't get it anymore, you're kind of like, yeah, no, this definitely would have been club worthy. And it is Lavender Violet from the Life's a Garden Wax Collection. This is such a another beautiful floral. I love lavender scents. I think they're so pretty. They're soft, they're sweet. They're really, really pretty. And Scentsy does a really good lavender scent. But then you have the violet that comes in that's just different. It's different from your just typical lavender scent. It's beautiful. There's just a different kind of sweetness to this. I was just like kind of thinking about French lavender in my head, and it's different. I would absolutely, because I added French lavender to my club. I'm not gonna let any more mistakes happen. And just smelling this, I'm like, yeah, it would totally be worth having both lavender scents in my club, because this is just different enough, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Totally slept on this one. Lavender Violet is a swirl of sweet sponge sugar, takes garden-grown lavender and violet to alluring marshmallow depths. So there's different like sugary sweet notes in this that just kind of warm my heart. Okay, we've got 2 more to go here. So the next one, these next 2, you guys, are probably like, of course, along with like Coastal Strawberry. I'm sure for those of you who know me well enough are like, why have these other 2 scents not made the list yet? Again, this is not in any particular order. This is literally in the order that I just pulled them. So that's what it is. Peach and White Amber. Peach and White Amber. This one was around not when Scentsy Club was a thing. And this one was actually a previous body line, but back when our body line was called Layers. Actually, our body line was Layers and our laundry line was called Layers. And this was actually just exclusively a scent in our body line, and then Scentsy decided to make it a bar, and they knocked it out of the park. And I wish Scentsy Club was a thing back then. It's just such a beautiful, creamy, peachy, vanilla, sweet amber scent. It's absolutely gorgeous. 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 Love it. And I would love to add this to Club. This would absolutely be added to Club. If I had to pick, I'm trying to think of like all time, like top, maybe even top 5. Definitely top 10. Top 10 in like all of time. These next 2 are in it. Potentially top 5. I'm so glad I don't actually have to choose, but like that's where we rank in the world here with these next 2 scents, is that's just how important these next 2 scents are to me. So Peach and White Amber definitely had to make the list here. Peach and White Amber is described as turn heads and hearts with provocative peach, sugar blossom, and white amber. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, and last but most certainly not least, if you know, you know. Lemon Drop It Low. Oh, you guys. Oh, Lemon Drop It Low. I actually have like a partial brick remaining of Peach and White Amber as well. I actually meant to grab it, but the bar was like more readily available. So yeah. Oh man. I now have 2 Lemon Drop It Low bricks remaining, and that is it. And a sweet friend of mine had one. She was like, here, like, you love this. So she gifted me with one of her bricks. and I've got one of my own, and so I really have no excuse to not warm it and enjoy it. But oh man, Lemon Drop It Low was a spring brick collection. Lemon Drop It. Yeah, that's how much I love it. There should be a whole collection of Lemon Drop It Low. It was a cocktail collection for spring bricks that all these different scents were designed after like fun summery cocktails. So Lemon Drop It Low, they knocked it out of the park. Absolutely. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. This is so good. And yes, we do have other lemon scents. We have Squeeze the Day. We have Lemon Sorbet. We've got a lot of really great lemon scents. This is just different. It's different, and it's not boozy, but there is like, it's hard to describe, because Squeeze the Day it's lemony and there is this like sugary sweetness on the back end, but this is different. This is different. If I had to choose one or the other, I would choose Lemon Drop It Low over Squeeze the Day. Oh man, it's so good. And I think the reason for like the difference, I feel like there's like, it's predominantly like a sugary sweet lemon, but there is like another, is it like, there's like a tiny like hint of almost like lime zest or something. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. And I don't know why. I've got beef with somebody at Scentsy Home Office who will not put this up for Bring Back My Bar voting. Like, it's one thing if like some of my favorite scents like Peony, Petals, and what have you, Berry's Jubilee, a bunch of other ones, if they're available to vote back and they just don't get voted back, okay, that's fine. I'm still gonna be disappointed. But if it just isn't even available to be voted back, I'm like a super sad monkey, like super sad. If people just don't vote for scents to come back, then that's one thing. But if you don't make it available to vote to come back, please. It's just so good. It's so good. So Lemon Drop It Low, I will continue to grieve the loss of. Scentsy Club was not a thing back then, so that is why it did not make it into my club. So Lemon Drop It Low is candied lemon gets down to the ground with sugar crystals and citrus leaves. So there is that like other added, like maybe that's citrus leaves. Maybe there's just, oh man, it's so good. Because it's bright like lemon, sweet sugar crystals for sure, but there is like that other like bright element to this. Ugh, stop it. All right, you guys, I am not okay. I'm not okay. So these are the ones that got away. These are the ones I wish I had in my club. And if they ever come back, you guys, if these 15 out of like 20 Bring Back My Bars in like a perfect like Lisa world, 100%, all 15 of these would go into my club tomorrow and I would not bat an eye. I would not. All right. Now that I've had to relive 15 of my Scentsy Heartbreaks, let me know down below in the comments, what is your Scentsy Heartbreak? Give me a list. I want to know, what are your top 5, top 10 Scentsy Heartbreaks? The ones that got away, the ones you wish you had in your club. I love this idea. So thank you so much, Elizabeth. Mwah! For coming up with this idea. This was so fun, and I'm still enjoying watching other people do this same video. It's super fun to see like the different scents that we would literally like go to the ends of the earth for. So super fun. I love this idea, and I had to jump on the bandwagon. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like this type of content. If you're new, please subscribe. If you already subscribed, be sure to hit the notification bell. That way you stay up to date with all things Scentsy. Have an amazing day, you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.